Hi everyone, and welcome back to Summary Book in Minutes. Today's book is one I've been really excited to talk about, Joe Girard and his book How to Sell to Anybody. This guy sold more cars than anyone else on the planet, and honestly, once you hear how he did it, you'll never look at selling the same way again. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's get into it. Joe Girard is an American sales expert, known around the world as one of the most successful salespeople who ever lived. He's the author of the groundbreaking book, How to Sell to Anybody. But this isn't just another sales manual. Girard goes far beyond traditional techniques. He digs deep into the psychology of the customer and into what it really takes to build genuine trust. He believes that selling is a skill anyone can develop, as long as they're willing to learn the right principles. And he backs that up with real stories and practical advice drawn from decades of experience in the field. His core message: sustainable sales success comes down to one fundamental secret: building a strong personal brand, one that earns the customer's trust and keeps them coming back. Now, when we talk about personal branding, we're not talking about logos or a catchy name. We're talking about the image you create in your customer's mind, an image that connects you with trust, quality, and reliability. And in a market full of competing sellers, that image is what sets you apart. Here's the key insight: sales success isn't just about the quality of your product. It's about the quality of your relationship with the customer. Girard lays out 3 pillars for building your brand authentically. First, be clear and honest in every single detail. Second, keep every promise you make, even the small ones. And third, understand your customers' needs better than they understand them themselves. The takeaway here is simple but powerful. Personal branding isn't a nice-to-have. It's a critical business asset, and in competitive markets, it's often the difference between success and failure. To become a truly professional salesperson, you need to master the psychological language of your customer. Here's the thing: people buy emotionally first and rationalize their decision afterward. So if you understand the hidden feelings driving them, the fear of loss, the desire for benefit, the need for trust, you can shape your offer around what they actually feel, not just what they say. Let's look at a few examples. If a customer is afraid of losing money, offer a guaranteed refund policy. If a customer wants to feel special, give them an exclusive deal tailored just for them. And if a customer has had a bad experience before, don't push your product and ask them what they didn't like about it. Here's the bigger principle: successful sales are built on relationships, not transactions. The less pressure you apply to persuade someone, the stronger the trust becomes. Listen more than you speak. Offer solutions instead of products. And adding a human touch to something as simple as congratulating a customer on a personal milestone can build a bond that lasts. Let's break down 3 key engagement approaches. When a customer fears financial loss, offering a money-back guarantee reduces their anxiety and builds trust. When a customer wants to feel special, giving them an exclusive or customized offer creates emotional satisfaction. And when a customer had a bad experience with a competitor, simply asking about it and showing empathy builds credibility and rapport. And here's the real secret behind repeat customers and referrals: it's not the deal, it's the relationship. A client who trusts you can bring you 10 new clients for free. This next principle is one of the most powerful in the entire book. It's called the 250 rule. The idea is this: every single customer has a network of at least 250 people who could become your future clients if that customer is happy with your service. Which means one satisfied customer can generate hundreds of leads, without you spending $1 on advertising. So what does this mean in practice? Treat every sale, big or small, as critically important. Always ask for referrals directly, and give your customers a real reason to recommend you proudly, maybe a surprise gift or exceptional after-sales service. And remember, mistreating just one client doesn't just cost you that client, it risks losing their entire network of 250 people. That's why consistent quality matters more than quick wins. Think of it this way. A happy customer's referral can reach over 250 new potential clients. But mistreat that same customer, and you lose access to all of them. On the flip side, something as small as a surprise gesture can build real pride and loyalty. This principle completely reframes what sales actually is: not a series of isolated transactions, but a chain of relationships. Old-school sales tactics just don't cut it in today's market. Effective modern selling starts with something simple. Build a personal connection before you even talk about the product. Here's how. Ask personal, problem-focused questions to really understand your customer's frustrations and goals. When they raise an objection, respond with respectful questions that dig into their deeper concerns instead of pushing back. Adapt your style to match theirs, their pace, their tone, how much detail they want. And be willing to openly discuss your product's limitations. Strangely enough, that honesty is what elevates your credibility. Girard gives two great examples from the book. Instead of rattling off the technical specs of a car, talk about how it makes daily life more comfortable. And instead of listing out course topics one by one, explain how that course can actually increase someone's monthly income. At the end of the day, the modern salesperson's job isn't to push, it's to understand. And when you truly understand what your customer needs, aggressive selling becomes unnecessary. Two things unlock continuous sales success: persistence and follow-up. And handling rejection the right way, treating every no as a learning opportunity rather than a failure, is what separates the top performers from everyone else. Smart follow-up looks like this. Reach out to customers shortly after their purchase to check in on their satisfaction. Send offers or reminders after an initial refusal, but time them for when the customer is more likely to be ready. And don't underestimate personal touches, like reaching out on a birthday or an anniversary. The results speak for themselves. Real examples from the book show that following up can convert 40% of previous refusals into sales. And giving customers useful advice on a weekly basis can generate up to 70% of total sales. A post-sale follow-up call enhances client satisfaction and builds loyalty and referrals. A timed offer after a refusal renews the customer's interest and increases conversion. And a simple personal greeting strengthens the emotional connection and makes the customer feel genuinely valued. Here's the mindset shift. Follow-up isn't pestering. It's genuine care, and that care is exactly what keeps customers coming back. Here's something a lot of salespeople get wrong. The sale doesn't end at the purchase. That's actually when after-sales service begins. So what does great after-sales service look like? Reaching out after the purchase to confirm satisfaction. Offering free support, or even a surprise gift, months down the line. And when complaints come in, turning them into opportunities through a quick apology and real corrective action. This approach does two things. It prevents negative backlash on social media, and it turns your existing customers into loyal brand ambassadors, which saves you money on acquiring new ones. Let's look at two real cases. An electronics company generated 60% of its sales from returning customers, simply because it offered free technical support. And an online clothing seller built a wave of free customer promotion just by sending out thank you notes. The bottom line, after-sales service isn't optional. It's a necessity. Neglect it, and your brand risks fading from your customers' minds entirely. A salesperson's success depends heavily on two traits: self-confidence and adaptability. Confidence builds trust in your customer, but hesitation, even for a moment, triggers doubt, no matter how good your price or product is. Rejection shouldn't be seen as failure. Reframe it mentally as progress. And flexibility means adjusting how you approach each customer's personality. Without ever compromising your core values, keep it short for impatient buyers, and go deep for the analytical ones. Here's some good news. Confidence can actually be trained. Practicing an upright, clear posture and using affirmations can build it over time. Girard shares a real-life example of a highly confident salesperson who became a top performer even with higher prices than her competitors simply because she believed fully in her approach. So remember, confidence and flexibility aren't things you're born with. They're skills you build continuously. And the real key to reducing objections is adapting how you communicate to match what each customer actually prefers. In today's fast-changing market, ongoing education is what separates the winners from everyone else. That means regularly updating your knowledge on your product, your competitors, and industry trends. It means mastering new tools, like social media advertising, CRM systems, and online training platforms. And it means taking advantage of free resources, YouTube tutorials, articles, and direct customer feedback. The more you learn, the more trust you build with your clients, and the less competitive pressure you feel. Girard shares some striking real-life success stories here. A food stall owner who learned social media marketing saw sales grow by 300% using Instagram. A car sales expert who deeply understood product specs built lasting trust and credibility. And a business that regularly surveyed its clients used that feedback to guide real service improvements. The message throughout the book is clear. The best salespeople never stop evolving. Sales isn't a static job, it's a progressive career, fueled by knowledge and adaptation. And finally, we arrive at what might be the most important principle of all: ethics. Your ethics shape your entire sales legacy and the trust your clients place in you. Customers consistently prefer ethical sellers even when they're priced higher because they trust honesty over hyped-up promises. Being transparent about product limitations, shipping details, and return policies reduces unexpected disappointment down the line. Girard urges sellers to prioritize the customer's benefit over their own profit, even recommending an alternative product if it's not the right fit, even when that means smaller margins in the moment. And here's a number worth remembering. Studies show that 92% of customers cut ties completely with sellers they feel were dishonest with them. Two real cases bring this home. An electronics vendor built widespread trust simply by clearly defining the limits of its warranty. And a pharmaceutical company actually increased its profits by refusing to overstate the benefits of its drugs. The lesson is clear. Ethics aren't optional in sales. They're a strategic investment, one that protects your reputation and builds customer loyalty that lasts. So, to bring it all together, Joe Girard's How to Sell to Anybody distills sales down into a science. A science built on relationship building, psychological insight, persistence, continuous learning, and above all, ethical integrity. Master these principles, and any seller, no matter their starting point, can transform into a trusted advisor. Someone whose customers return again and again, and who send others their way, ensuring success even in the most saturated markets.